In terms of the synergy between my three products, I believe I've created synergy consistently throughout the use of an effective house style and in turn the promotion of an identifiable brand. In terms of the creation of a brand, the primary way in which this was achieved, apart from the consistent house style of which I will discuss later on in this video, was through the consistency of certain branded elements being employed/plugged throughout all of my products. My primary product establishes a brand through elements such as its masthead, cell line, and contact information based plugs. In terms of the contact information based plugs, what I mean by this primarily is a URL plug present next to the dateline box on my newspaper, which conveys an imaginary website, and as this was an optional ancillary product for my brief, I decided this would be highly applicable. What I have done in terms of this to create a brand relates to my ancillary radio advert, that similarly conveys through denotative linguistic expression this imaginary site, and my ancillary print advert that through denotative written expression again denotes this imaginary site. In relation to brand creation, therefore, through repetitive conveyance of a possible conventional ancillary product for a newspaper, I was establishing the Rotherham Post as a brand name. A similar basis applied to the other two features along with the house style of my newspaper in order to establish this brand representation throughout all of my products. Rotherham's town crest, a significant paradigm of my masthead, is conveyed above the name of my newspaper and its cell line on my ancillary print advert. Of course, in relation to my radio advert, graphical repetition isn't possible in the creation of my brand name. Linguistic repetition is within my means, and therefore another way in which my brand name is created is through the repetition of my newspaper's name throughout my audio text. Finally, to conclude this section of the video, the last major way in which I established a brand between my products and hence synergy relates to my addition of the newspaper and my ancillary print and radio adverts in which I am advertising a contents plug present in my newspaper edition. This therefore aids the creation of a brand name through internal promotion of contents between the ancillary and main products. In relation to how real media text incorporates synergy, the Times, for example, employ their newspaper masthead on ancillary products such as their website and print adverts for their newspaper. This instantly, through semiotic relation, is associated by the text target demographic towards the Times as a brand, and this in turn promotes other products owned by institutions. As stated, the Times website is a good example of this. People can notably associate the Times with the foundation of news reportage in the United Kingdom, and as such, a website designed to adhere to the needs of a digital era in which technological convergence is taking place is then associated with the same connotation based on branding. This would therefore aid the successfulness of the ancillary product and in turn raise advertising revenue, from what I can presume would be an increase in web traffic for the site based on demographic trust of the brand name. Therefore, synergy basically works on two levels. It establishes a brand name for a group of products, and in turn, as a subsequent factor, predictably increases revenue based on third-party advertisements due to the passing on of certain semiotic associations throughout the brand. Finally, the last way in which synergy is established between my products, as stated earlier, is through ensuring that there is a consistent house style present throughout. The primary means of ensuring this house style is consistent throughout has been through the typographic styles present in my text, which when applicable, I've ensured are consistent throughout. However, in some cases, along with the next linked means of ensuring consistency, which is the mise-en-scène element of colour, this has not been plausible due to background restrictions, as for example on my print advert, the name of my newspaper is in white, not black, and this is down to the colour black being inappropriate visually for my background image. As previously stated, the next and secondary means of ensuring consistency was ensuring the mise-en-scène element of colour was consistent throughout when applicable. The primary colours I used throughout my products were black, red and white. The reasoning behind this being that red as the base colour is connotative of my target demographic area on the basis of semiotic relation to the local rugby team, and the other colours, apart from black being the conventional colour of newspaper typographic styles, simply contrasted well with the various background colours present. Penultimately, the next means in which I ensured house style consistency was basing any photography in my target demographic area. This therefore meant that the mise-en-scène element of setting was consistent throughout both my main and ancillary products, which would work on the basis of establishing the newspaper as a local brand, giving graphic resonance to my cell line, your views in today's news. Finally, the last way in which I ensured my house style was consistent, as stated at the beginning of the video, was ensuring certain elements such as my cell line and aspects of my masthead were present in some form throughout all my products. To conclude, upon reflection of how I've established synergy throughout my main and ancillary products, the only aspect I believe I could have done better would have been to advertise the radio aspect of my product package more in my main product with the use of some sort of plug relating to the fact that the newspaper would be advertising upcoming contents over the radio, as I believe this would on the whole increase the amount of synergy between my products.